And greetings, Earthlings. I am Dr. David Robinson. It is time for your weekly dose of newsy infotainment from Let's Be Treasonable. Introduce the panel to you. We've got a wonderful panel for you today to discuss the week in current events and politics. Joining us, as always, the black voice of reason, Mr. Tymon Shipp.
Power to the people. We are here again today on a Saturday. Good to see you.
Good Shabbos to you. And joining us also from the left, you can hear him on the Indie Bohemians podcast and also every Friday on the Stephanie Miller Show, Mr. Ron Placone.
Howdy, David. Good
Howdy,
to be here
Ron.
on a Saturday morning. Toast awake.
And a good Shabbos to you as well. And also joining us, Laura Mannino, great comedian, a mom, and concerned citizen.
Yes, yes. Understatements all.
There we go.
No, thank you.
I think that, yeah. Any other?
I'll be, if we're doing any plugs, I'll be at the Art Deco Comedy Hour tomorrow, February 19th at 8 p.m. at the Hollywood Legion Hall.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right.
And I'm excited to be here.
Cool. So there you go. Proven comedian.
Yeah.
And joining us via the magic of pre-recorded sound, as always, 5-time Emmy nominee with his weekly Burst of Durst, Will Durst.
Hey guys, Will Durst here with a few choice words about the president. And yes, we're talking about him again. You want to know why? Because every day there's something. Every single day the doomsday clock inches forward a few seconds. And living on the West Coast makes it even scarier because we always wake up wondering what fresh hell has gone down already. He's had a 3-hour head start on lighting the fuse to Armageddon. Recently, the president held a press conference where he disputed logic and math. Talking about his national security advisor, Michael Flynn, who retired after 24 days, an excruciatingly long 24 days, Trump said the intelligence leaks that revealed Russian connections were criminal, but the news about them was fake. Anything he doesn't like gets labeled fake news. He's jumped on the phrase like an old dog with a new chew toy. Arr, arr, arr. Fake news, fake news. He repeats it so much he runs the risk of becoming known as the fake news president. Pretty soon, we won't need the news in that phrase. He continually holds the press to a standard he refuses to live up to. Said he had more electoral votes than anybody since Reagan, which is true only if you don't include Clinton, George H.W. Bush, or Obama, 3 of the 4 presidents since Reagan. When a reporter pointed out the discrepancy, T-Rump said, well, that's what someone told me. He went on to call his administration a finely tuned machine, which certainly sounds better than out-of-control dumpster fire, but might perhaps be a tad less accurate. Whatever kind of machine he's talking about, you don't want any kids around it. T-Rump also says he knows stuff that nobody else does. Can't imagine what it might be, but fairly certain we can rule out anything algebraically based. For Let's Be Treasonable, I'm Will Durst.
Thank you very much, Will. So plenty to talk about this week. I think we should start with the big story that Will mentioned there, which I guess we could call it a press conference. Let me start the conversation by saying back when I was in college, I did my share of drugs and possibly several other people's shares as well. And one night when I took some mushrooms, I decided it would be a great idea as a budding journalism student to bring my recorder with me and record my thoughts and observations as the evening went on. Kind of forgot about that tape, threw it in the car, and was on a road trip a couple months later, reached into the backseat pocket, pulled out an unlabeled cassette, figured, well, let's see what's on here, and popped it into the tape player, into the car stereo. And it took about 2 minutes for me to realize that this just blithering idiocy was what I had recorded when I was shrooming.
I too have recorded some thoughts while on shrooms.
Now,
and none of them were funny.
Well, no, not only were none of them funny, but it was truly rambling idiocy, yet still, as I look back on it, I wish I still had the cassette to do a side-by-side comparison. More cogent than the press conference the president held this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that, too, because my recording was just me spending 2 hours convincing my girlfriend at the time that I wasn't a hunchback. But I think I learned more in that time than I have from any Trump soundbite. And the word salad might have been a little less.
Well, as long as we're getting into that, and for the listeners, Washington Post has been doing great coverage of the president, and they posted a transcript of his press conference that is annotated with fact checks and stuff. So great tool there, something to look up online. But anything in particular, Ron, we'll start with you that stuck out during the press conference.
Well, I think ironically, great tool is Putin's nickname for Trump. Actually, I think I thought it was interesting because he just went on this diatribe about the press after he thanked them for being there, and he's like, "Yeah, thank you. It's an honor that you. But by the way, you're out of control." And then he just went on that diatribe, and my favorite part of all that is, like, now the press is complaining, and I get it, but the other side of that is, like, imagine you had a child, and that child finds their way to the White House and was spoiled ridiculously up until that point, and you let that child have candy whenever they want. And all of a sudden, you're like, you have to eat peas now. How likely is that child to eat peas? They let Donald Trump make a circus of our political process, which was already close to a circus to begin with. Now it's a full-fledged circus. They gave him billions of dollars in free media coverage, and now they want him to eat his peas. Of course he's not going to do that. No one's ever made him do it before. Why is he going to now?
Well, and you mentioned that he praised the press for being there before tearing him down. I think he probably saw himself as De Niro in The Untouchables. In that scene where he's got everyone around and he beats the crap out of the dude with the baseball bat. And I would concede, except for rather than it's like if Al Capone, rather than braining someone with a baseball bat, dropped trow and did the goodbye horses dance from Silence of the Lambs. Mm-hmm. I think he saw himself as Capone, but he just took a hard right turn into Buffalo Bill territory.
Dropping trow, man. You're giving him ideas now. You're giving him ideas. He's like, trust me, it's huge. That's what's going to happen next.
I think, unlike you guys on shrooms recording yourself, the problem is he's even scarier because he is stone cold sober. I mean, this is a man who is such a control freak. He doesn't drink. It would almost be fun if we knew he was a drunk like the Toronto mayor.
Well, it would not only fun. It would just explain so much. It would explain it,
and I think that's what we're all looking for is some explanation.
I think Coke's his thing.
Well, yeah. That is interesting when he kept accusing Hillary during the debates of being on something and how he just sort of mirrors and deflects. I'm like, you are certainly on something. Yeah. I think that's what it was. I think he is incapable of governing, obviously, but he is incapable of doing anything beyond rallies and campaigning.
Well, he's turned the White House into a reality TV show.
Right.
I mean, they sit back. Everybody wants. I mean, guys at my job who never even talk politics are now. The idiots are now experts on politics now, and everything is all about Trump. And it's like, dude, what do you think of that Trump there, Ty? He's going down there. He's talking about hummus. You know about those hummus guys? No, you mean Hamas? No,
yeah.
Hummus. No, stop. Everybody wants to be a politician.
He said it's not delicious.
At least people are talking, and if any good is going to come out of this, is that this woke people who really needed to be woke. And it's infuriating and frustrating. There are people who are now schooling me on the emoluments clause who I couldn't even get to wear a Hillary button or bother to phone bank for her. But I'm like, great, you finally showed up at the party and you finally give a shit. Continue to give a shit.
Right. Well, it's their own fault. They wanted this. He told you during the campaign, I could shoot someone right now, and they'd still vote for me.
Right.
He knows how to make public things. We got some guys that are sitting back, saying, what about me? And look what it. Now he's saying, I know that the mess. He said they handed him a mess. Did you see
He
that?
inherited a mess.
Inherited a mess. And I was like, no, Obama inherited a mess. What you got, man? You got a 4.8 unemployment. You know, you've got the economy's moving. I mean, better than what it was when Obama got it. You know, yeah, the wars are still there, but they're not like we're doing. We got, you know, hell, we get drones to do everything now.
He's communicating to the 40% of the country that voted for him or his 40% approval rating right now. He doesn't know how to communicate to the country at large. He is still only continuing to market himself to his voters and to his base.
Right.
And he can't get beyond that because he's just intellectually incapable.
And the wife, have you seen the wife?
Melania.
Yeah, I mean, the wife is, you know, she don't speak, she don't say anything. She's just there.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, she's arm candy.
Yeah. I mean, they complained about Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle is, this woman graduated from Princeton.
Yeah.
You know, she has all this smart. We don't want any smart people. You guys are elitists. We don't want you. No, what? But we want this chick who's the only thing she's got is she showed boobs and the spots.
I don't think Melania is stupid, and I don't want to discredit her because of her accent or because of her appearance. They clearly have an arranged marriage. She got something out of it. I don't pity her, but I don't think she's dumb, and
But she's an immigrant.
Yeah.
The very thing that he's trying to keep out.
But she's a white lady, and we know that he loves his Eastern European.
Right. So I mean, and which connects him probably to Russia.
Oh gosh, he is just covered figuratively and literally
His
in Russian.
kids look Russian. Those sons look Russian.
Yeah.
They look like Russian kids. Wait a minute, isn't the mother?
One of them looks more like the kid from Deliverance who was playing banjo on the
Ivanka's
porch.
mother.
Ivania Trump, I believe, is Hungarian. And Melania Slovenian, and Marla Maples is from, I don't know.
Well, Marla Maples is about the
Jersey?
only,
I don't know. She's American.
She's a domestic
about as
product.
American,
Yeah.
And he can't stand her.
Right.
He mistreated her, but
I'd like to think she was the one who mailed that tax form. The New York Times. Remember in the summer we just got a sliver of his taxes. We found out he was not paying taxes for probably decades. I really want to believe that she was the one who mailed it because she was married to him at that time.
Because I don't see the European chicks turning on him. No, whatever you want to do is okay with me. No problem.
No, it's a business arrangement. Straight up. I think, it's, of course, this is all conjecture.
Right.
But we are coming at, a scientific method. You take the evidence that you have and, you apply. Oh, hey, all right. Yes, this is exactly what it looks like. This is what it's been in 9 out of 10 cases. In this 10th case, I believe we can come to the same conclusion.
Right. I do feel bad. I don't think she wanted this. I don't think she wanted him to run for president. I'm sure she is aware that he is a sociopath and a narcissist and a monster and stupid. I do feel bad for her just as a mother. I do think she actually loves her child. And doesn't want this life.
Well, I would guess that the last 30 days have probably been for Melania the happiest month of their marriage. With
doesn't
him
have to
in
stay at
D.C.
the White House.
Yeah.
And it's costing us millions.
Yeah,
it's costing the United.
We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Well, while we're still loosely talking about the press conference, though, being the black voice of reason, Tymon, one of the things that I thought was hilarious in the sad way that has become hilarious through his campaign and erstwhile, or hopefully soon, erstwhile presidency, was when a black reporter asked if he had any plans to meet with the CBC, and he said, "Well, can you set that meeting up?"
Yeah.
Well, he asked one, who is the CBC? And she said the Congressional Black Caucus. And he was like, well, can you set that meeting up? I mean, if you know them, do you know them? I mean, you're friends with them, And it's like, I think what the reporters are eventually going to get pissed off at, because you're talking to a lot of highly intelligent people. Yeah. And...
but he's not. I mean, that's one of the things.
They've
been doing the press conferences, there are a lot of highly intelligent people in the room, but he's talking to the ones from Breitbart and, whatever Yahoo